Hello everybody, hope y'all are doing good out there. I had originally decided to do this video as a YouTube short, but I decided to go ahead and do it as a full-size video so I could go into a little more detail. Here we have 3 case knives, 3 peanut case knives. Now why I wanted to do this video is each one of these has a different handle material, and each one of these is a different decade tang stamp, and so I thought that would be interesting to take a look at. We'll begin by looking at the handle materials. This is one of Case's classic bone knives. This is what they call their amber bone. It has what they call a peach seed jig to it. You can see that texturing on the handle. That's called the peach seed, and that's one of the most popular jiggings, and it's a very nice looking jigging. Case's amber bone can vary a lot in quality and characteristic. Sometimes it's very dark, sometimes it's very light. Sometimes the jigging goes almost bolster to bolster, sometimes it's just in the middle. The variation on the amber bone is one of the things that attracts me to it, one of the things I like about it. Out of all the amber bone knives I have, none of them look the same, and you could tell your amber bone knife from somebody else's. And I like that. Plus, it develops a lot of character as you carry it and as you use it. Bone is truly a classic material to use on a traditional style pocket knife. Of course, it's beautiful. It's got a lot of character. It's a natural material. Those are the main things I like about bone. And of course, it's usually more collectible. Usually a bone knife is going to be more valuable than a knife made of other handle materials. And in my opinion, Case has the prettiest looking bone out of any knife maker out there. Their bone just looks so great. It just looks so natural. It's beautiful. And this one is an amber bone peanut. The next handle material we're going to take a look at is Case's Delrin or Case's synthetic. Now, Delrin was a name that was used for the material that Case used back, I believe it began sometime in the late 60s coming on. But their representative, Maury Ford, has said that when they referred to their new knives as synthetic, it's the same material that they used to call Delrin, but because of copyrights and so on, they can't use the name Delrin officially anymore. And so this is the same thing, basically. It's a super strong synthetic material. Now, there are a few common kinds of Delrin. The most popular has been yellow Delrin, which is smooth. It does not have a jigging on it, and they usually have carbon steel blades. Those are some of the most classic knives from Case. Also, the brown jigged synthetic has been extremely popular over the years. And some knives the Case has sold has been popular in smooth black synthetic. This one right here is what they call their rough black synthetic, and it's got worm groove jigging on it. And it harkens back to knives that Case used to make back in the 1940s. And they called that material gum fuddy, and this knife harkens back to that. It's a very useful jigging because it gives you just enough texture, but not too much. I really like the way the jigging itself looks. And there's some benefits of synthetic over bone. First off, they're usually about $10 cheaper or more than a bone knife. Second, it's a little more durable from my experience. It's less likely to crack if you drop it. And even if it does crack, the cracks, from what I've seen, generally don't grow to cause structural problems on the knife itself. It tends to be pretty limited in its scope. And you may have a little crack, but the handle itself's not going to necessarily shred and fall off. Whereas I've seen many, many bone knives that the handle has shredded and fell off. It's resistant to staining. I better say it's more resistant to staining. On a black-handled knife like this, I believe it's completely resistant to staining. And also, it's a little more sanitary if you're working with raw meat or something. It's not as porous, so it's not as likely to absorb germs, which I don't think is a concern for most of us, but it is something to note. There are some benefits to Delrin. And this is a beautiful peanut right here that's historical, harkening back to Case's gum fuddy. And the last material we have here is a newer kind of material that Case calls Kirinite. Now, from the research I've done, it says that Kirinite is an acrylic material that has a certain kind of paper layered in it. And it makes it ultra strong, resistant to cracking, and resistant, of course, to breaking. And it just makes a super strong, stable knife material. Again, you're not going to have to worry about staining. The knife material is probably going to be a little stronger than bone. But the big thing about it is, besides just liking the way it looks, is you can get a really high sheen on it. you can get it to be really shiny and sparkly. And so that's why a lot of people like it. But you can see the coloration in it. This is called green pearl Kirinite. And it's a very nice handle material. I like the way it looks. It's very unique. I like the variation that this side is more or less smooth looking with some almost like sparkles in it. And in this side here has more of the pearl look with some darker green and some lighter white and swirls. It gives a nice characteristic and a nice coloration, and I think it looks pretty nice. I've got the least experience with Kirinite out of any kind of handle material. I've got a lot more experience with Delrin and bone. This is the only Kirinite I have as of the current, but I really like it. It also has this white Sparks or Spar X badge on it. You can see there's some little sparkles in that white badge, and I just thought this was a super neat knife when I found it at that, where they were selling them knives. And I did a lot of cleanup to it, but it's a beautiful knife, that's for sure. And so that right there is a newer material called Kirinite. Now that we've considered the handle materials, now let's take a look at the tang stamps, because each one of these knives has a different decade tang stamp. The first one we'll take a look at is this amber bone peanut right here. If you look at the tang stamp on this knife, this tang stamp ran from 2000 to 2009. You'll notice you got 6 dots. That means this particular knife was made in 2004. You can usually identify this tang stamp by the fact that the C runs under the rest of the word case and the XX, and the C is more or less flat like an underline. This next tang stamp ran from 2010 to 2019. You'll notice the main difference here being the C in case. Notice how it's more scripted. It's a little fancier the way that it rolls under the rest of the word case and the XX compared to the tang stamp from 2000 to 2009. So this particular knife, seeing that it has only one X or one dot, that means that this is a 2019 model. And lastly, this is the tang stamp from the year 2020 to 2029. You'll notice that the C doesn't run under the letter or the X's at all. It's just regular capitals, case. You'll notice you got 6 dots. There are no more X's. Just 6 dots. That means this is a 2024 model. And so these are our tang stamps. This is 2000-2009 on the amber bone peanut. Our Kirinite peanut is 2010 to 2019. And our black synthetic gum fuddy peanut is 2020 to 2029. Let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite handle material? Do you prefer bone? Or synthetic, something like this gum fuddy peanut? Or do you prefer something a little newer and kind of fancier like this newer Kirinite style peanut? What's your favorite kind of handle material? Comment down in the comment section, let us know. And also, what is your favorite tang stamp design from Case if you have one? Thank you all for watching. Y'all have a good day and keep your knives sharp.